Thursday was gym day, and the entire experience was fraught, perilous, because water pressure in 1970s public schools was so weak, you had to make love to the drinking fountain. But if you got that close, it tempted the cretin behind you to smash your skull into the iron spout, which was considered a prank in 1978. Now it's rightfully classified as felony assault. But back then it was just boys will be boys. The teacher wouldn't even interrupt her countdown, which was necessary because budget cuts in the 70s caused classroom sizes to swell. Classrooms were enormous, so the teacher would have to limit your quench with this: 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, next. And I would protest. I would become outraged and I would say something. I was very precocious when I was a little kid. I think you would have loved me. I remember I would finish my sip under so much pressure. This, but also it's like I need to get my water for the week in 3 Mississippi or less. It was daunting. And I would finish my sip, I would collect my teeth, and I would say, Mrs. McNally. It's her real last name. Oh, I will protect her no longer. Mrs. McNally, it is not Mississippi. It's Mississippi. You're costing me an entire syllable of hydration with your pidgin English. But you want to know something, Mrs. M? How appropriate, how apt that you use Mississippi to carry out your unjust drinking fountain policy. Now that's precocious, to have that firm a grasp of Jim Crow legal doctrine at 7. The economy is not, I mean, it's better. It's not as bad as it was a couple years ago, and it's not as bad as it is in Europe. Greece is bankrupt. And when I first heard that, I said, sure, who wants to see that musical after the movie sort of put it to bed? It was perfect. Who's gonna top Travolta and Olivia Newton-John? Come on. But then it turns out that the musical outlasted the empire. Nobody could have predicted that. Greece is bankrupt. Might it have something to do with the fact that they haven't invented anything since the Pythagorean theorem? And they haven't had a celebrity since Plato. They went from Plato and Aristotle to John Stamos and Yanni. Come on, Greeks, carpe diem. Which is Latin, but it didn't have to be. Had they applied themselves, instead of mailing it in for the past 2,300 years, they'd still be a profitable member of the world economy. Poor Greece. They switched their focus. That's what happened, and it happens to some of the best ever. Michael Jordan played baseball for a season. Greece put everything aside, all their inventions, all their innovations. They invented math, science, modern architecture, drama, comedy, plumbing, the Olympics. And in 300 BC, they hung up their tool belt and said, yeah, we're good. We're gonna take for the next 2,000 years, let's take all our energy, all our focus, all our genius. Let's work on salad. And they knocked it out of the park. It is a masterpiece of an appetizer. Add chicken and entree. But to dedicate your entire empire to a salad, I would have advised against it. They asked me, I said, look, Greeks, do the salad on the side, keep the other stuff going as well. This is not... God love them. They gave us a squared plus b squared equals c squared, waited 2,000 years to give us lettuce plus feta equals delicious. And now they're paying for it. I mean, hopefully this yogurt experiment will work out for them. So far, so good, I will say. It was February of my senior year. I hadn't applied to a single college. I had tried, and then I would get to the part where they ask you to write an essay. Made me so anxious. I really feel in some way that my aversion to essays has saved my life again and again, because anytime I've contemplated suicide, I've thought, you gotta leave a note. I'm not spending the last hour of my life doing something I've dreaded throughout it. My goodness, I love Netflix. Although it does cause me a great deal of anxiety, because I feel like I should always be watching movies. Because the more movies you watch, the less it costs per movie. There's like that buffet mentality. You know how when you go to a buffet, you figure out how much it costs, and then you're like, all right, I'm not losing to the buffet this time. I'm gonna beat the buffet. Because the more movies you watch, the less money it costs per movie. So in this economy, if you're not watching a movie, you're losing money. I have like 236 movies on my queue, and I feel like I should always be watching movies. Like if I wake up in the middle of the night and I don't fall directly back to sleep, I'm like, oh, I've been up for an hour and a half. I could have watched Toy Story 3 by now. In this economy, it is a sin to not be watching a movie when you have Netflix. I have taken antidepressants on and on for 30 years, and because of the nature of antidepressants, sometimes they don't work and you have to try something else. Sometimes they work and then they stop working and you have to try something else. Sometimes they work but they're not good enough. You need to augment them with something. So over the years, I have tried Pamelor, Nortriptyline, Wellbutrin, Zoloft, Paxil, Abilify, Adderall, Ativan, Klonopin, duloxetine, mirtazapine, sertraline, Effexor, Celexa, Zyprexa. At one point, my doctor said, let's just try drugs that rhyme. Thank you, Dr. Seuss. No, can't even get it at a restaurant. Can only get it at a diner. Late at night, they're like, well, they're probably drunk. Maybe we can push some Jell-O off on them. Jell-O, oh my gosh. You can get it at a diner, and they're so proud of their Jell-O at the diner. They put it in that special glass case that rotates ever so slowly so you can see the Jell-O at every angle. So you can watch the Jell-O, call your friends over. Guys, they got Jell-O. Here comes it, let's watch. Oh, here comes the Jell-O. Oh, Jell-O, yeah. Oh, Jell-O, there goes the Jell-O. But I think it comes, oh, here it comes around and go, oh, Jell-O, you're such a tease. Why do you tease me, Jell-O? Why are you such a tease, you hideous bitch goddess? Come back to me, Jell-O. And then they have a door in that thing and it's locked. It's locked. You or I can't just go up there and grab some Jell-O. The general manager, sir, sit down. The general manager will get you your Jell-O. And then they put the Jell-O in a crystal wine goblet. That's how proud they are of the Jell-O. Jell-O, crystal wine goblet. Meanwhile, carrot cake, the best of all vegetable-based cakes, carrot cake, styrofoam plate, saran wrap top. Carrot cake is awesome, and yet carrots are horrible.
Carrot's the worst vegetable? No, celery. Celery is the worst vegetable in the world. Celery is, I don't even know how they're still around. I'll tell you why they're still around. And celery should wake up every morning, call Buffalo Wings, and say, thank you. Thank you so much for letting me open for you on the road. I don't know what I'd do if it wasn't for you, Buffalo Wings. You're a good friend. Jell-O, but they put it in a crystal wine goblet. What are we going to toast with Jell-O? On Jell-O's birthday, we're going to toast Jell-O with Jell-O. Here's to Jell-O, everybody. Here's to Jell-O, the nectar of the gods. 12 different colors that all taste the same, Jell-O. And then they cut it into tiny cubes of Jell-O. Thank God, because Jell-O is so hard to chew. We've all lost an elderly loved one to a Jell-O choking incident, of course.